We're back with another episode of the Daily Vedantic. A reflection that I have had the last few hours of today has been around the profoundly simple and profoundly powerful concept of karma from the East. Nearly every Eastern philosophy, certainly nearly every Indian philosophy, has this law of karma woven within it. We get the caricaturized version here in the West of this idea of a cosmic scoreboard and some cosmic judge keeping track, but it's far simpler and far more powerful than that caricaturized version. And by the way, slight sidebar, nearly everything about India is caricaturized for us because the British, as they ruled it for 150 years, they infantilized the Indian culture, they famously, or I should say infamously, infantilized the Indian culture and philosophy, making it seem like it was backwards in order to facilitate the submission of a subcontinent under the rule of basically the United Kingdom, which was a tiny little set of islands. It's remarkable the impact the British rule, as the phrase goes, the sun never set. At that point in time, the sun never set, maybe even today actually, the sun never sets on the British Empire. And that empire, wow, pretty profound repercussions culturally throughout the world, throughout history, since the inception of that empire, all from a tiny set of islands in the North Atlantic. But digression aside, you have this aspect of karma that is often seen in the West as this scoreboard. To the sophisticated Vedantic scholar, karma is just a series of cause and effect. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. There's no concept of some cosmic punisher that says, okay, now you're going to get punished for that action. As is said in Vedanta, you were punished by the sin, not for the sin. You touch a hot stove, you don't need a cosmic judge to punish you. You're going to get burned. You lie, create some separation between you and someone you supposedly love, you're going to create an agitation within us. Right action and wrong action, according to this philosophy, right action is that which generates energy. Wrong action is that which dissipates energy. Wrong action might not be a moralistic issue. Wrong action might be, you know what, I think I'm going to go into investment banking even though I have the wiring for music. I just have a desire for more money. And that job, that career path, famously can make more money than what we know about the starving artist path. That would be wrong action, going against our internal wiring, our swadharma, as it's called in Vedanta. It's not a moral issue. It's not an ethical issue. It's just, you just have a desire for more financial prosperity, for example. But when we go against our nature, it really dissipates our energy. Versus right action, going with our nature. You were born to be an athlete. And going into that field, even if you're like, man, the odds are really long that I can make a living doing this, or music, art, entrepreneurship, the odds might be against you, but the community sings when you lean into your nature. Do what you're wired to do. Surrender into that unique wiring, role, responsibility for your community. And not only will you end up producing some great art or music, athletic results because it's your wiring, but you'll give permission to everyone to your left and right to do what they're wired to do. Swadharma, your nature. That generates untold energy within us. It's right action. And cause and effect, karma, is a part of that. And cause and effect is very much a part of that. And cause and effect is very much a part of that unfolding. The law of causation, very closely tied to the law of karma. It is, as I said, simple and powerful. Simple in that law of karma is, and this was, I believe it was Ramatirtha that summed it up this way: good, good, bad, bad. Do good, you get good. Do bad, you get bad. It's that simple. It's 4 words: good, good, bad, bad. You do good, and good things happen to us. You lean into your swadharma, but that wouldn't be enough. That can generate energy. But if it's selfishly, I want to play music, and I'm going to play in front of 50,000 people. I don't want them screaming my name, and it's purely a selfish pursuit. That's good, but then it's to lean into your swadharma, but then it's a selfish attachment to admiration and validation. That ends up being bad. So you get some good bad, ends up with some good bad. Versus good to lean into your natural wiring. And then good to use it as a service, an act of service. As Rick Rubin, the famous producer, puts it, making an offering. You can make an offering to God, offering to your community. That's good, good, which leads to good, good. This unfolding of the law of karma. This law of karma is so beautifully simple. You lie and create separation between you and a coworker, and then you worry, are they going to find out? The clinical psychologist, I saw a clip from this clinical psychologist, Jordan Peterson, who said, 34 years of clinical work, one thing is certain: no one gets away with anything. This is not just helpful in our own decision-making process. Good, good, bad, bad. Surrender, service versus selfish, egoistic approaches to life, to decisions, to a decision you might have in 30 minutes. Service and surrender on one side. A detachment from our selfish preferences on one side. Or purely selfish, egoistic, I'm going to get mine, I'm going to take, versus I'm going to give on the other side. And, well, cause and effect. Good, good, bad, bad. This is something that is so simple that you can test it out today. You could probably test it out 10 times a day. Choose the path of surrender, see what happens. Internally, does it generate energy within you? Choose the path of egoism. No, I'm going to do this for me. Yeah, my community or my coworkers, my family, they might not benefit, but I'm going to benefit. So I'm going to make this decision and just see how that feels inside. It's so easy to kick the tires on this concept. It is also quite the civilizing force for a community. It is just teach everybody physics, and everybody has a leg up on things like aerodynamics or speed or whatever they're doing in a sport, perhaps. One of my friends that's a professional golfer, he knows so much about the physics of the game. Like so much. The swing speed, the angle of the clubs, the angle of the ball that you want to hit depending on the distance, obviously wind. You have surfers that are basically, they know so much about bathymetry, I think. The science of how the oceans and the waves and water moves. They're basically bathymetrists. They are so in tune with storms and wind patterns. Similarly, teach a child or teach a community about karma, which is up there with physics or bathymetry in terms of how you can just predict how that person's going to feel based on this or that decision. And, well, I learned it in my 30s. Man, this is so simplifying for what generates energy and within me, what generates peace within me, and which decisions which motivations behind those decisions specifically destroys it. This philosophy has a very concise take on free will and destiny. Is life predetermined, or do we have free will? Well, this philosophy, Advaita Vedanta, says both. Both exist. And it's put forth in this beautifully concise articulation. You are a product of your past. It is inescapable. The very moment you are in right now is inescapable. It was destined, based on the decisions you made leading up to it. But the future is up for grabs, because you are a producer of your future. In this cause and effect chain, you can't get out of the effects that come from the causes that you set forth. You, as that psychologist said, no one gets away with anything. You can't sidestep the effects of our decisions, but in the present moment, that you could not escape. In this present moment, you also get to decide how you want to produce your future. We are products of our past, but producers of our future. And that goes from the law of destiny to the law of karma. The cause and effect goes from what's predetermined, predestined, to what is up for grabs. Good, good, bad, bad. From the here and the now. The law of karma picks up where destiny stops. It reaches into the future. And the decisions that we make now determine what that future looks like. Law of karma. It is not an accident that is called a law. Just as this moment is inescapable based on prior decisions, the decisions we make right now, they set forth a cascade of effects that we will not be able to escape. Or they set forth a cascade of positive unfoldments that we benefit from. And like I said, so easy to kick the tires of this law. Try to do something selfish and see if you can sidestep the agitation that comes with it. Try to do something unselfish towards that service, towards that surrender. It could be the tiniest little thing right now. Let's see if it generates that peace within us that we're perennially looking for. The law of karma. And that is today's reflection on the law of karma on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.